there is something dangerous hiding in your daily speech. Not in your actions, not in your habits, but in your words. Because every time you open your mouth, you reveal the structure of your mind. And most men don't even realize they are exposing their weakness. They speak like victims. They react like puppets. They think like prisoners. And worst of all, they believe it's normal. But here's the truth. No one tells you. A man doesn't fall apart in one moment. He collapses slowly, sentence by sentence, belief by belief, until one day, he wakes up powerless. Today, you're about to see the 7 phrases that silently destroy a man's strength. If you recognize even one of them in yourself, then this is not just a video. This is a warning. Stay till the end, because by the time this is over, you won't think the same way again. Part 1. It's not my fault. This is where weakness begins. It's not my fault. It sounds harmless, even logical, but beneath it lies the foundation of a powerless life. Because the moment you blame something outside yourself, you surrender control. Think about it carefully. When a man says, "The system is broken," "My boss is unfair," "My life is difficult," what he is really saying is, "I have no power here." And the moment you believe you have no power, you stop trying, you stop improving, you stop growing. Now imagine 2 men facing the same storm in life. One man curses the wind. He complains about the waves. He blames the sky. The other man? He says nothing. He adjusts his direction. He tightens his grip. He moves forward. Same storm, different mindset, different destiny. Because the truth is simple. You may not control what happens to you, but you always control how you respond. And that response defines everything. Blame is easy. Responsibility is power. And most men choose easy. Then wonder why their life feels heavy. Part 2. He made me angry. This phrase sounds emotional, but it's actually a confession. He made me angry. What you're really saying is, my emotions are controlled by other people. Think about that. If someone can control your anger, then they control you. That means your peace, your focus, your decisions, all depend on someone else's behavior. That's not strength. That's dependency. Now here's something most people never realize. Events don't create emotions. Your interpretation does. Imagine this. You're walking through a crowded place. Someone bumps into you. You feel disrespected. Anger rises instantly. But then you realize that person is blind. Suddenly, the anger disappears. Same event. Different meaning. Different emotion. So what changed? Not the situation. Only your judgment. That's the power you've been ignoring. Weak men react instantly. Strong men pause. They question their first impulse. They refuse to let emotions hijack their mind. Because anger is not power. It's loss of control. And control is everything. Part 3. I will be happy when... This is the most common trap. And the most invisible one. I'll be happy when I get there. When I get the job. When I make more money. When life finally works out. But here's the problem. There doesn't exist. It keeps moving. You chase one goal, then another appears. You achieve one milestone, then it feels empty. So you chase again, and again, and again, until your entire life becomes a waiting room. Waiting for happiness. That never arrives. Now imagine this. A man spends years building wealth. He sacrifices time, energy, relationships. Finally, he reaches his goal. Now what? He sits down and realizes he doesn't know how to enjoy it. Because he trained himself to chase, not to live. That's the danger. When happiness is tied to the future, you destroy the present. But the present is the only place life exists. Right now, this moment, not tomorrow, not someday, not when everything is perfect, because perfection never comes. Peace is not found at the finish line. It's found in the process. And if you can't find it there, you will never find it anywhere. Part 4. Why is this happening to me? This phrase creates suffering faster than anything else. Why me? It sounds like a question, but it's actually resistance. It's your mind rejecting reality, demanding comfort, demanding fairness, demanding control over things that were never yours to control. But life doesn't work that way. It never has. Hardship is not personal, it's universal. Every man faces struggle, loss, pain, failure. The difference is not in what happens, but in how it's perceived. Weak men see obstacles as punishment. Strong men see them as training. Think about it like this. If you want to become stronger, would you choose an easy path or resistance? Would you choose comfort or challenge? Because growth only comes through pressure. Without struggle, you stay the same. So when life hits you, you have two choices. You can ask, why is this happening to me? Or, what is this trying to teach me? One creates suffering, the other creates strength. And over time, that difference becomes everything. Part 5. I already know that. This phrase kills growth instantly. I already know that. It sounds confident, but it hides insecurity. Because when a man believes he knows everything, he stops learning, he stops listening, he stops evolving. And the world keeps moving without him. Now think about this carefully. Knowledge is not the same as understanding, and understanding is not the same as application. You can hear something 100 times and still not live it. So when you say, I know this already, ask yourself one question. Are you living it or just recognizing it? Because real wisdom shows in behavior, not in words. Strong men stay students, always. They question themselves. They stay open. They accept that they don't know everything. And because of that, they keep growing. But the moment you close your mind, you close your future. Part 6 is I don't have time. This is the biggest lie people tell themselves. I don't have time. No, you have time. You just don't have priorities. Because everyone gets the same 24 hours. The difference is how it's used. Look at your day honestly. Hours scrolling, hours distracted, hours wasted on things that don't matter. But when it comes to improving yourself, suddenly, there's no time. That's not a time problem. That's a discipline problem. Imagine your life like a bank account. Every single day, you receive 86,400 seconds. No carryover, no saving, no refunds. At midnight, whatever you didn't use is gone forever. Now ask yourself, where is your time going? Because time is life. And when you waste it, you're not just losing minutes. You're losing pieces of yourself. Strong men protect their time. They cut distractions. They choose purpose over comfort. Because they understand something most people ignore. You don't find time, you create it. Part 7. What will people think? This is the final prison, and the most dangerous one. What will people think? This single thought has destroyed more potential than failure ever could. Because it makes you fake, it makes you hesitate, it makes you hide who you really are. You start adjusting your behavior to fit expectations, to avoid judgment, to gain approval, and slowly, you lose yourself. Now think about this. The people you're trying to impress are too busy worrying about themselves. They're not watching you. They're not analyzing you. They're not thinking about you nearly as much as you think. But still, you live like they are. That's the illusion. That's the trap. Strong men break it. They act based on values, not validation. They speak truth, even when it's uncomfortable. They choose authenticity over approval, because approval is temporary, but self-respect, that stays. And without it, nothing else matters. Final message: break the chains. These 7 phrases, they don't just describe weakness. Will you?